If you're writing nonfiction and you're telling true stories that have other people in it, and you're not sure of the legality of it, what do you do? Well, if you think the person you're writing about is somebody who's actually going to sue you for a lot of money, don't do it. I'm not a lawyer, but that's okay. This is in my home state anyway, so I'll give you advice here now. You know what? You can fictionalize. You can change the names. You can change the facts a little bit, unless this is the key plot point in your story, or you're James Fry and you're telling the world it's not fiction. Obviously, you don't want to hurt somebody for no good reason. If you're talking about a public figure, who is by definition a public figure, like the President of the United States or an actor, and it's your encounter with them or something or other, obviously they're a public figure, so they're hosed, you can do whatever you want with them. But if it's not such a public figure, use common sense. Don't do something that's going to hurt them. And mind you, this is just text. If it's photography, there's a whole set of rules. You actually need a model release for their picture and all that stuff. But by and large, I can't give you a lot of legal advice on that. I can, however, say if you want to quote song lyrics in your story, don't. Because those are...
Are there particular kinds of lawyers that you can go to?
Are there particular kinds of lawyers? Yes, there are intellectual property lawyers. You're looking for intellectual property. They patent, trademark, and some of them will do writing as well. Copyright. They may be able to help you. Yeah?
Assuming you want science fiction and you've got science fiction, what are some of the things that you run into on the first page that made you stop reading?
If it's not written in ink, assuming I've gotten something in the correct genre submitted to me, what are some of the things that will make me stop reading it? Well, on the first page, if it's written in a different language. If there are 3 words misspelled in the first sentence. Spell check exists. Spell check is not your friend. Spell check is your enemy. Because spell check doesn't know the difference between T-O, T-O-O, T-W-O, and T-A-U. It knows that they're all words. It just doesn't know which one you meant right here. You have to read it very carefully and get the right words in the right places in the right order and put in the correct punctuation marks too.
So there's a difference between public and pubic.
Yeah, spell checks don't know if it's the word you meant or if it's a word that's spelled correctly. Yes, the difference between prostate and prostrate, the difference between public and pubic. Well, you can think of all the rest on your own. The point is, don't rely on it. Also, if you're using Microsoft Word, which has the built-in grammar checker, that's wonderful for business writing. It has absolutely nothing to do with fiction.
Right.
Ignore it. Typos, which make you look bad, because this is your story, and this is like putting yourself forward into the world. Well, what happens? What do you do when you walk out the door in the morning? You make sure you took a shower and your hair's combed and your clothes are clean and you don't have things stuck in your teeth because you want to look good for the world. You want to present the best possible image you can. It's the same thing with your story. You want it to look good. You want to present the best possible image. You don't want anything in there that's going to make me stumble. And if I get to a word that's the wrong word and it makes me stumble, I'm going to slow down and stop reading your manuscript. Then beyond that, you want to fact check. Even if you're writing fiction, you can fact check because there are certain things that are true even in fiction. I see I'm running out of time already, but what the heck. Real quick, if you've said a story that takes place during the first manned moon landing, and you have the characters walk outside just after watching the landing on TV and look up at the gorgeous full moon, any hard science fiction editor is going to know you didn't do your research. Because they landed when the moon was in the early phase so that the shadows were nice and long. You don't need the tech if you're not writing that. The point is, check your story and then check it again. Because the story is the only thing I'm going to see from you. And it's got to be the best it can possibly be because you don't get a second chance with this one. If I turn it down, you'll send me another one. But clean it up every way you possibly can. Spelling, punctuation, grammar, fact-checking, and also if your character changes names halfway through the story, it better be because it's supposed to. I'm running out of time, so I guess one or two really quick, and come see me after I have...
What happened?
This is a... Sorry?
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, this is a book when I worked for Analog and Asimov's that we, the editors, put together called Writing Science Fiction and Fantasy. I have some copies of it available for sale. It's an older book, but the stuff in it is still legit for the few of you who actually want to get published, as opposed to those who don't want to get published. So, just mentioning that it's here. Yeah.
What about celebrities or famous things like Jackson Knight? What happens? Are agents then seeking out authors?